أرواحنا مشتاقة تهفو إلى لقيا الرسول.
So I believe in Allahu Ahad, I believe in one God, but I wasn't sure about Isa alayhi salam being the son of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I didn't really understand this. How can somebody be God and son of God at the same time? I found this confusing.
عاشت طفولتها في مدينة شيفيلد ببريطانيا بعد أن تبنتها عائلة مسيحية كانت تحب العلم والاطلاع. هناك تعرفت على الإسلام عن طريق صديقة مسلمة لم تكن ملتزمة بالإسلام بشكل كامل، ولكنها كانت سبب لهداية داعية اسمها امينة بليك.
And she invited me to her house to stay because I had some problems. And when I went in the house, there was one book in the house only, and I love books. And the one book in the house was what? The Qur'an, Kalam Allah. And it was في الإنجليزي وفي العربي كمان, نص بنص. Okay? So I said to her, what's this? What's this book? I want to look. And she said, okay, خلاص, wash your hands and you can look. And I opened this Qur'an and I saw, like the Bible, the stories, Yusuf alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, all these prophets that I was growing up from as a child. And I was like, oh, it's amazing. Because in England we're taught Islam is Allah and Christianity is God. Two different things. Then I understood. So what happens then? I start asking questions. Wين الدليل? You saying this is Kalam Allah, وين الدليل? Prove it. She couldn't prove it. She didn't have the knowledge. So she passed me to a brother. And he said, give me 2 days, 3 days. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you. And he came back with Allah's verses. Talking about the mountains. Talking about where the child is created inside the mother. Scientific proof. And then he said, guess what? He said, this was revealed to a man who was illiterate in the middle of Sahara, in the middle of the desert, 1400 years ago. And I was like, that's amazing. That's amazing. Actually, when any person becomes Muslim, whether they are born as a Muslim or they are like me and come into Islam from outside Islam, they need, like a cake needs ingredients, correct? So they need 2 ingredients. They need ilm and the qalb, the iman. So the ilm was then complete, but there was one last element to include, and that was the qalb, the iman. Many new Muslims, when they become Muslim, they are isolated. And there's a lot of wisdom in this. Allah is Al-Hakim. And actually the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when he was finding Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was doing it through isolation. He goes to the mountain, he goes to the cave, he prays, he reflects. As a new Muslim, I was seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I had the belief, I had the qalb, I had the ilm, but I needed to find the salah as the next stage. And I was desperate. So I was asking friends, I need knowledge, I need to learn how to pray, show me. They couldn't. I was isolated on my own. I felt alone. I felt very negative. I had to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Instead of speaking to friends, I should turn to Allah first. The whole of the story of the seerah, all of them for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam are amazing. But there's one particular one that actually helps to boost our iman. It helps us to have tawakkul in Allah. Because we say we have tawakkul in Allah, but actually sometimes we don't. And this is an incident that happened, and the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is sitting with Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and some of the Quraysh, they're also in this group. And one of the Quraysh, he's saying bad things to Abu Bakr, things to try and make him za'al, to try and make him say something back. And Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he sits quiet. And while he's quiet, the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's sitting, he's smiling. And the Quraysh, they keep on at him. And eventually Abu Bakr, he breaks. Subhanallah. And he speaks back. The Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam at this moment, he gets and upset look on his face, and he leaves. And Abu Bakr's like, what happened? He went to the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, when you were sitting smiling, when the Quraysh were saying bad things to me, and as soon as I answered, you looked upset, you got up and you left. Why? The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, while you were sitting quiet, there was a malaika answering for you on your behalf. And when you answered, the malaika left, the shaitan arrived, and I will not sit in a gathering. Where is the shaitan? So I got up and I left. When we have people backbiting against us, when we have people making fitna, we have to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send us help in ways that we do not understand. It's part of al-ghaib. And this is a strong lesson that I've learned through my years, being a female scholar, a female speaker in the public eye. I have a lot of criticism from people. You shouldn't be speaking, you should be this, you should be that. But actually, the times when I have not answered, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent people and situations to answer on my behalf. When I do answer, then it's the wrong decision.
حبيبي يا رسول الله حبيبي أنت